Hello, everybody. The Torah describes right before Matan Torah itself that Hashem relates to the Jewish people and says, "V'ata im shema tishmu b'koli u'shmartem et briti." If you will listen to me and preserve the covenant with me, v'yitem li segula mikol ha'amim. You will be a segula, which we will come to define in a moment, amongst all the nations, Kili Kol Haaretz, for the earth entirely belongs to me, says Hashem. What does it mean that we would be a segula to Hashem? So Rashi perhaps represents the most prevalent understanding that it's an otsar chaviv. It is something that is treasured, and therefore we will be cherished and treasured by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Other Mefarshim take this and they tweak it a little bit. The Meshech Chochmah suggests this doesn't mean that we're the only valuable people, but that rather even in the future end of days, when V'haya Hashem Lamelech al Kol Haaretz, and there will be universal recognition that Hashem is Echad, even then we will be distinct and special. Or the Seforno takes it in a similar fashion, but in the opposite direction. And he says that even though the entire humanity, Kol Hamin HaEnoshi, is considered near and dear to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, nonetheless, we will be the closest. We will be even more endeared to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Then you have the approach of the Ibn Ezra, that it's more in the line of being a skula means being singular. Lo yimatzeh acher kamohu. There are no others like us. We are distinct and unique. Whereas the Ramban takes it as a sense of attachment, a dveikut to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the Ktav Kabbalah takes it as we are a safeguarded people. The Netziv tells us that we will be a skula mikol ha'amim, which means that there will be the choice individuals from the other nations of the earth who will be worthy and will be desirous of joining the Jewish people, and they will bring to us added value. No matter how we look at it, even though there are these 4 or 5 different approaches to what skula means, one could say that being called the Am Segula might give us, if you will, a certain sense of bragging rights. And those who do not seek our welfare have often charged that we have this air of superiority, which of course would rub other nations the wrong way. And so I found something very beautiful and inspiring in the approach of the Malbim as to what does it mean that we are called a segula mikol ha'amim. So the Malbim notes that in the very next pasuk, there is a divine imperative to be an Am Kadosh. And the Malbim says, what's the difference between being a segula and an Am Kadosh? He says the fact that we are denoted as a Am Segula means by dint of Hashem's choice of us, we are a skula, whether it's a treasure, whether it's that we're safeguarded, that we're attached, that we're singular. All of it means we became a skula not because of anything inherent within us that earned us that title, but rather Hashem's selection or election of us renders us an Am Skula. To be an Am Kadosh, however, means that our importance doesn't come from his, with a capital H, choice of us, but rather our attributes, our zchuyot and merits. Mitzad our ma'asim, we become an Am Kadosh. And therefore, in essence, what Hashem is saying, and he sandwiches this, he introduces calling us a skula by saying, Im shamoa tishma'u b'koli ushmartem et briti. That is a prerequisite if you want to be a skula mikol ha'amim. And it's sandwiched with a repeat of this commandment, where we are told to be an Am Kadosh, not to rest on our laurels and think we're so wonderful because God selected us, but rather to do that which has to be done to render us worthy of the title Am Kadosh, and therefore we deserve to be God's skula from amongst all the nations of the world. Shabbat Shalom.